What's up, the squad? Back with another video. I seen the titles going down. Make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button for me, please. Y'all see it right here. Let me start out by saying this before we jump into the video. I find it very interesting that so many people now all of a sudden are speaking political. I'm not saying nobody can't, but at least know what you're talking about. There's so many things that I could call out when it comes to people that's even family of mine. So-called individuals of what, friends, you should say. Y'all got to know what y'all talking about, regardless, because a lot of y'all sound completely ridiculous just based off of the things that y'all don't know. So it's very, very important to know what you're talking about when it comes to, these things. I was talking to Steph on the phone, and I'm sure a lot of y'all know Steph, and we're just talking, and I asked him that, what I mean? I mentioned it, and he was like, man, I'm gonna be real. It's a simple fact that so many individuals, when it came to the Grammys, so many of these celebrities, these basketball players, they come out and say this and people follow instead of seeing, the truth with a lot of these things. Because one thing about it, these celebrities don't have to worry about nothing. These celebrities don't literally have security, have drivers, have food, have money in their pockets. They don't have to worry about anything. So if they say anything, that it don't follow. At least, and I'm not saying who to vote for. I'm not saying who to support. One thing that I will, ask y'all to do, and I've always been like this, is to actually, follow the facts and follow, when it comes down and just see for yourself how things are, instead of following the next person and what the next person says. There are so many people that I know for a fact have never in their life listened to Bad Bunny. I know for a fact, have never in their life listened to Bad Bunny. I'm not saying, I'm not telling people don't watch Super Bowl halftime show. I'm not telling people, to watch this and to watch that. It's just a simple fact of stop going online to have people, in a sense, clap for them. I that's one thing that I can't stand. I'm telling y'all. Let's check it out, though. This is the view on, these halftime shows. And if y'all don't know what I'm talking about, it was a halftime show, for, obviously, the Bad Bunny. And then it was also Turning Point USA had one as well. K-Rock.
But alas.
Bro, why does Sonny have on this damn hat, bro? Already. That quick.
Alas, not everyone was a fan. No. You know who posted that it was an affront to the greatness of America and doesn't represent our standards of success, creativity, or excellence?
He definitely did not write that statement. Like, there's no way.
Listen.
No, this is a flip-flopper, bro. I've been telling y'all from day one. There's times I agree with what Alyssa says and how she acts, but she's definitely a flip-flopper. And that's literally what you get out of individuals. I done seen so many individuals, talk about Trump. Oh, they like Trump when he did this. They see so many of their friends and their family posting Bad Bunny and something about the Super Bowl. They're doing the same thing. I've seen literally YouTubers. I've seen YouTubers that I know personally. And I'm not saying no names. I've seen YouTubers that I know personally, bro. Postings, mind you. There's YouTubers, and I know a lot of a good handful of YouTubers that have been on the side of President Trump. But since there's others posted about Bad Bunny, their friends and their family, now all of a sudden they're on the Bad Bunny wagon. I'm telling y'all, it's ridiculous. It's truly ridiculous. This whole thing.
It's a little too coherent.
It's clear though that you watched it.
Yeah.
So. What was happening with Kid Rock? Wasn't that your thing? You didn't want, Also, did they get as much? No, they didn't get that many. Okay, all right. Well, I'm not going to bring it up. But you know what? That's the good thing about America. You can watch what you want when you want. So you were able to watch Kid Rock, or you could watch Bad Bunny, or if you were smart, you go back and forth just to stay on top of stuff. But what?
And I mean that's reasonable. I know she's gonna say something else that's ignorant, but that's reasonable. I know people that have switched back and forth and wanted to see different things, and it didn't have. I don't feel like it had anything more so to do with, you know, bringing politics in it. I just feel like it was just one of those things like, okay, let's see what's going on here. Let's see what's going on with Turning Point USA. You know, but there's others that truly took it to heart. You know, so much, you know, and I'm about to turn to Bad Bunny. Then she's saying something about the numbers weren't here. I still think it was amazing having over 5 million people with Turning Point USA just based off of, you know, there were still individuals that watched. Of course, there's going to be individuals that watch the halftime show. I mean, it's football. Why would you turn off the channel? Especially seeing, you know, there's bars, there's people having get-togethers. Everybody's not, you know, wanting, you know, all of that. You know, so and it's no excuse, it's just the truth. You know, people aren't looking more so, okay, you had a family gathering. That's just like if we was to have a family gathering here at my house. And of course, I can put anything, you know, on the TV. It's, if the Super Bowl is on, the Super Bowl is on. You know what I mean? There's individuals that are watching on their phone or their iPad. You know, and this is me telling the truth. You know, and it's just one of those things. Or if you're just an individual that chooses to turn on Turning Point USA and watch the halftime show, that's just what you do. But I truly feel as if, you know, they can't really use that. You know what I mean? Especially, I'm pretty sure they streamed it on YouTube, if I'm not mistaken. And obviously, the football game is on TV. So seeing that and them trying to compare the numbers is definitely ridiculous.
What? I know people. I'm sorry, I keep laughing because I think you don't
have nothing to say.
recognize excellence and creativity when you see it. Do you know how creative that was?
Yeah.
What he did. I mean,
The
it
production
just,
alone
It was
is
just.
unbelievable.
I mean, come on, man.
I know.
I mean, he was upset. He said no one would understand what was being said. You didn't understand.
Yeah.
A lot of people did.
You didn't have to understand or speak Spanish to feel the joy and to feel the unity and the message of inclusivity that was.
Why does this hat, like this whole stunt that she pulling is so corny to me, bro. I feel like this is probably one of the corniest things a person can do. Get on here and wear this hat. I feel like that is so corny. I truly do. I don't care what anybody say. When it comes down to it, again, I don't care about you. I truly don't care. I'm a speak on just being real. When it comes down to this, how I felt about it. First of all, I told y'all in the videos before that I pretty much was asleep the whole first half. I had a long day. Most of y'all know, most of y'all don't know that my vehicle was stolen. A lot of y'all don't know that. I've been through the works. Big shout out to my pops. Again, my pops completely different view with politics, and me too. That's still my pops at the end of the day, and I love him to death. He helped me through a lot, especially with today. Finally found a car, you know, and went through with it, and it's definitely an amazing, feeling. And I just, obviously been through a lot, when it come down to it, trying to do this. Had a long day, was yesterday. And it was, pretty bad. Last, I would say 3 days. So obviously was, sleeping. And obviously I seen a little bit of it. And then, obviously I seen Turning Points USA. And then obviously I had videos to do. So I had to, get on top of that. But, them saying that you didn't have to understand, you definitely do have to understand. And I truly get, the whole Puerto Rican thing, U.S. citizens, I get all of that. But at the same time, not even trying to be that guy, it didn't feel, of America. The past Super Bowls, you had some type of, feeling of that. What they're trying to turn this into is very, very horrible and is very sickening of what they're doing. And people will say, "Oh, well, Turning Point USA, this, that, and the other." Man, I'm gonna tell y'all one thing about it. When it comes down to it, regardless of how you feel, it didn't feel, too much of that red, white, and blue. It didn't feel too much of that unity. It felt more so of let's split everybody apart more. And I don't like that. I truly don't like that.
Yeah. Of course, I've been going to Puerto Rico since I was a little kid, since my mother is from there. And it was such an homage to the island, La Isla del Encanto. Yeah. It was so beautiful to see the sugar cane in Puerto Rico, to see the pava hat. And, people kept on asking me, like, what is this? What were you wearing on Friday? This hat used to be worn by farmers in Puerto Rico. right, working the sugarcane fields. And it's just made from palm straw. But at some point, it was sort of, it meant poverty, but Puerto Ricans reclaimed it. And instead of it meaning like el jibarito, like the farmer, it means your connection to the land, to the island. And that's why we wear it with such pride.
Why is she wearing it though? She never dealt with poverty, did she? If I'm not mistaken, she had it very well. And still does. So like this is the stunt that they continue to pull.
And then, you have men playing dominoes. You have the music. You have the casita. It was just joyful. And I think a very important political statement that was made is that the power grid in Puerto Rico has been a problem for so long. It's a problem historically. It's been corrupt. It's run by a company that doesn't own it, but the contract guarantees payment regardless if the electricity works or not. And so Puerto Ricans have the highest electrical bills in our country. And the grid goes down all the time. I was there for New Year's Eve. Grid goes out, and so I think the fact that he highlighted so many of the things about Puerto Rican culture and then all Latino culture when the Latino community is under attack right now in this country, I think it meant not only a lot to Puerto Ricans, but to every Latino and every American as well. Yeah. So I was verklempt.
It's a joy word.
I think maybe the reason that Trump doesn't like Bad Bunny is because Bad Bunny, unlike him, isn't a Nepo trust fund baby.
Yeah.
Just 10 years ago, this is amazing to me. Just 10 years ago, Benito Martinez Ocasio, Bad Bunny, was bagging.
Bro, why do they keep saying things about Latinos? Like, why do they keep saying, like, the Latino community is under attack and this, that, and the other? Bro, I'm just confused on, like, I feel like actually looking at these things and, as I'm looking, nearly 30% of ICE agents and about 50% of Border Patrol agents in the U.S. are Latino. So them saying that and people keep on bringing in race and the color of your skin and this, that, and the other, I feel like it's way bigger than that. This has been something that's been going on for years. A lot of this is because of President Trump. I guarantee if Kamala would have won and she would have did this, nobody would be talking about this. Nobody would be making no type of deal. I guarantee Bad Bunny most likely wouldn't even be having a halftime Super Bowl. So I guarantee if Kamala would have won, and again, I can't even say if she would have done, but I'm, obviously, some way, shape, or form, seeing how things, would be, and people would complain, I highly doubt that, bro. Even though that, Biden and Kamala, and, them in the White House didn't, do much, and people can't, be real with themselves with that. I'm telling y'all, this is not something that's just new. And I'm just highly confused about that.
Groceries at a supermarket in San Juan and uploading his music to YouTube. And 10 years later, here he is at the biggest stage in the world. Yeah. And one of the things he said in the concert was, in the halftime show, was that the reason he was there is because he had belief in himself. And he urged the rest of us to believe in ourselves. Yeah. And every time Bad Bunny has gone on stage, from the very beginning, when he started getting awards, when he started going to concerts, he always thanked the Latino community that was behind him. And last night, he delivered. Every time he's.
But I feel like that's not really helping things, like saying that, the Latino community has been behind him. Because again, before I started this video, what did I say? There's people that literally been following their friends, their family, this, that, and the other about this whole situation. But for them to use this and say, oh, he always thanks the Latino community for being behind, of course they're going to be behind him. There's a lot of individuals. That's just like saying, a person like a black person, oh, thank the black community for that. Bro, just say thank you to Americans who's been supporting me. This is the shit that I'm talking about right here that pisses me off about it. And that's why I get so mad that they sit on this show and do stuff like this. That's what makes me mad. And I'm telling y'all, and y'all know when because I barely curse on my channel. But for them to do stuff like this and try to make it seem like the things that they saying, I'm telling y'all, anybody just listen to this would know they're trying to be more of dividing, than actually bringing everybody together at the end of the day.
Feel about the Super Bowl, the word that came out of him was grateful. I got to tell you, when I saw Ricky Martin come out there, and I mean
He looked good too.
when I saw Ricky, and he was singing the most poignant song, which is about, I don't want for Puerto Rico to go through what Hawaii has become. Cuando Ricky se soler, ese lelolai, por poco me da algo. But he was, I really can't, and there were so many people texting me yesterday on my timeline who told me they were weeping. And I can't overstate what it means to the Latino community that has seen itself persecuted, attacked, racially profiled. We have seen for the last year our children dragged through the streets. We have seen our pregnant women, our elderly dragged through the streets, disappeared and detained. To have Bad Bunny use that platform to say, do not otherize us. We are all part of America, and we are all equal, and we all belong, and love is stronger than hate.
That's the thing.
To have him give that little Grammy, the Grammy to the little boy that represents, there's 3,800 children in detention centers right now. So the different symbolisms of, of having Ricky.
If this is about the little boy, and again, I've been seeing people post about this. If this is about the little boy that they said that, ICE so-called detained, that everybody is spread on Instagram, this, that, and the other, bro, y'all got to know what y'all talking about. This is bringing you back right when I say, stop getting on the internet and just posting stuff. Following what other people do. If y'all actually look at the real story and seeing how that was, seeing that his father ran and this, that, and the other, what do y'all think? They was just going to leave a little boy? Like, I mean, that's common sense. They did their job like any of y'all would do. Like, I'm highly confused on that. Why are y'all still talking about all, these individuals that's in... these kids that's in the detention center? Why are y'all not talking about the kids that got, that's unalive by these illegal aliens? I have not heard none of these individuals speak of that. And they just not white kids. All race, all different colors. I'm telling y'all, sickening. It's very sickening.
There who's part of a different generation of but knows what it's like to go around the world without losing his heritage, always knowing where he comes from, being proud of his roots. Micro joys help us deal with macro sadness. I have had macro sadness for over a year under Trump, seeing what he has done to my community and what he continues to do to my community.
Oh, shut
I am
up.
so grateful to Bad Bunny for having given me that micro joy, and I will see that
Ridiculous,
halftime
bro.
show. I've seen it 5 times already.
Yeah, same.
Same.
5 times. Quit
The
lying.
NFL, they made a decision.
This is
that
insane.
I said this would be the most watched halftime show, and that it was a smart business decision. They made it by choosing Bad Bunny. They committed to it, and they didn't blink. And it's obvious why. The NFL wants to be an international brand. They're doing more games abroad than they ever have. He's multiple times over. Bad Bunny has been the most streamed artist on Spotify. 39 million Latinos are among the NFL's most loyal viewers and the most likely to buy merchandise. They know what they're doing. They're like, this is an excellent artist who appeals to a demographic that may not even tune into the Super Bowl, but they will to see him. And it was also just an excellent performance, start to finish.
Excellent.
I only even knew the song he ended with, and I was like, I'm following this. I love this. People are dancing. Baby might come out. Like, we're good. But I will, and I'll say this on like the sort of culture.
Bro, Alyssa is so full of it, bro. Alyssa is literally so full of it. I think that's enough for me tonight, just based off of, the way that they're acting within this. It's definitely sad and sickening that, individuals do things like this. It's truly sad. I definitely say that it's truly sad, and I truly can't stand it, that they're acting this way, the things that they're doing, you know, and how they're. I truly don't understand it. That's all I got to say. Like, I truly don't understand it. I find it very crazy that, you know, there is more so of, and they keep saying, you know, the Latino community, and I truly, and I just don't understand how people are following, you know. I just don't understand. It truly just bothers me a lot, because it's like, bro, like, all because President Trump, you know, is in office, they're doing everything in their power. Like, I feel like there's way more, like, bigger issues, you know, that we definitely have to, you know, think about, that we have to worry about, than spreading so much hate, you know. And they always want to say, oh, he left this message, you know, like the Super Bowl message, or they left this message and they're doing this and they're doing that, and we don't want to divide and we don't want to hate and this, that, and the other. It's not about that, bro. They're what I don't like, and I feel like what bothers me the most, is the simple fact that, you know, they never acknowledge the individuals, the kids, the young adults, the adults, you know, these little children, these babies that have lost their life to, you know, these, you know, the illegal aliens. They don't acknowledge the simple fact that there are so many individuals, taxpayers, that have lost, you know, a lot of money, you know, because of, you know, these illegal aliens coming here, and, you know, all the fraud, you know, that's around, you know, these individuals, these mayors and governors that truly just don't care, you know, and I truly do not get it, bro. I truly do not get it. And you literally have people that are unfriend me, unfollow me, you know, like, that's how you know an individual just truly follow what other people had to say. I have literally all types, you know, of individuals that's on my Instagram, people that I used to go to school with, people that I've met over the years, you know, people that's on my Facebook, people from everywhere, you know. And for people to act that way just goes to show you that they don't know nothing they're talking about whatsoever. It truly goes to show you that, because I literally have family members, I have friends, you know, that I'm around all the time, you know, and I feel like this stuff should never get in between. Of course, people are going to have their own opinions with anything, but for people to make it this deep, people that actually, you know, threaten my life, threaten my girl's life, you know, and threaten my family just based off of, you know, how you feel or who you voted for, is truly a shame. And you truly see that a lot of times from the left. You truly see that. My girl literally made a post. She made a post, bro, that Kid Rock still has it. Says Kid Rock still got it. And somebody wanted to comment and say, how white are you? Or are you that white? Or something like that. Like, and that's very sickening to say based off of something like that. And I find it insane. Like I've said at the beginning of this video, that individuals literally, it's crazy to me. Individuals literally, y'all, follow what other people, that is people that never ever spoke anything about politics. And it's truly sickening to me. It's truly sickening to me. Don't know nothing. Don't know nothing. Y'all heard Anna Navarro. I love how he continued to thank the Latino community. He ain't thanking Americans. He ain't thanking other people. And I know y'all gonna say, oh, well, Puerto Rico, you know, they're you know, obviously, you know, part of America, this, that, and other. You know, when I'm saying Americans, I'm speaking on everybody, bro. Not just Latinos. I'm not Latino. You know, there's an individual that's posting about y'all, saying that or Bad Bunny saying that the halftime show is amazing and we don't like Trump and this, that, and the other. He ain't thanking them. I'm telling y'all, it's definitely insane to me. Truly insane. Make sure y'all hit the like button, hit that subscribe button. Let me know y'all comments down below on how y'all feel about this. Catch y'all next one.